This is Be About It. That's today's Rise Up. So a couple thoughts. Comes in a question. Is what you perceive as reality actually the end all reality of what is? So that's a great question to ask yourself every day. Or is it possible? I love to just be a possibility thinker. Is it possible that your perception could be a uniquely skewed illusion manifested from your brain's best effort at interpreting reality? Why is that important? Why is it important to recognize or even just be open to the possibility that what you see is not what actually is? It's just what you see. Why is that important? Well, it's going to help release you from the prison that you often live in because you've been programmed to see things the way you see things. It doesn't mean that they are that way. So the idea of questioning your observations and perceptions and sitting in that space in between the observation and your actual buying into it, that space, the eye of the storm, and just questioning it, saying, interesting. Is that really happening? I can tell you by going to Peru and sitting with plant medicine, what I realized is that all bets are off, right? When you gain access to different levels of consciousness, you realize how little we actually know. It's just our brain's best effort at labeling what reality is. So it's a sort of, I look at it as a sort of intersubjective movie. That's what life really is. It's an intersubjective movie that we're creating. But our movie is unique because it's got taste, smell, touch, sound, and sight. Yet it's a movie all the same. And we know that when we sit in a movie, we don't buy into what's happening. We can have an emotion about it. We can have thoughts about it. We can have feelings about it, but it doesn't make it it. More importantly, can you prove that what you see is the same as what I see? Can you prove that what you see and what you think is the same as what I see and what I think, and vice versa? No, you can't. So that's the space where you can become open to possibilities. So if I look at things differently, do things look differently? Does that make things different? Can you decide to change the way you look at things today or in 2023 and essentially have those things change? Yes. By merely considering this possibility, you take the incredible, powerful steps towards claiming control of your reality and becoming that dominant force of your life, controlling the narrative rather than being controlled by the narrative. Chew on that. Be about it. So I heard someone say the other day, this is a short one. I heard someone say the other day in the morning, I think it might even have been a Peloton instructor. That's what I love about Peloton is these people say things that really impact me. So I heard the other day, something that was said that really struck a chord. And I always write those things down and they end up becoming part of my journals. So here's what he said. He said, real simple. He said, stop talking about it, be about it. And I've heard that before, but something about that really struck a chord. So it made me think, and I started to write, and here's what I got. We live in a fascinating world where the universal laws teach us this idea that we have the ability to hope and pray and affirm things into reality. We've been led to believe that, just all these laws of the universe, law of attraction and all that stuff, so you have all these people that hope and pray and attract things into their life. Perhaps there's something to this, but in my experience and any book that you pick up, there's another really important step beyond our focus and intentions that actually gets the job done. And that is radical responsibility and action. It's the hard part. It's the part that you don't want to do, which is why we rest on hoping and praying things into existence. And what's interesting about hoping and praying is if you hope and pray for things to come into your life, and they don't, you can say that at least you tried. Right? That's not trying, right? That's hoping and praying. So for those that pray and hope, consider that your prayers Just consider the possibility that your prayers are actually being answered, but they're being answered in the form of an opportunity and the potential that you get when you wake up breathing again, right? So hoping and praying is cool. I mean, I think I do it as well, but maybe the prayers and the hopes are always being answered when you wake up breathing and have the possibility and the opportunity to be your best that day. But the only challenge is you have to be your best, and that takes work. So, yes, stop talking about it and start walking about it. Be all about it. And know this: your return on investment is going to be far greater than you've ever imagined. However, just as all things that are far greater than you've imagined, it's going to take time. And another thing is that you're going to fail way more than you succeed. And you're going to want to quit so many more times than you're going to want to go forward. So when you reach your goal, here's another thing about success. When you reach your goal and summit that mountain, just imagine that you're climbing a mountain all the time. 99% of that journey is climbing, 1% is the summit. So when you finally reach that goal or that proverbial summit of this mountain, it's not going to be good enough for you. Everything that you're hoping and praying for, it's not going to be good enough for you. And actually, you'll see when you get there that it just unveils the ability to see the next summit. That's all it is. So you're always going to want more. If you have this vision of becoming a millionaire, as soon as you become a millionaire, you're going to want $1,100,000, and that's okay. That's actually good. That is called forward progress, and that's what all humans want to do. We have that drum major instinct, and we have this desire to move forward. So don't get caught up in thinking that you're not allowed to keep going forward, like that's greed or something like that, or selfish. Human beings don't think, say, or do anything without having some sort of value to it. That's called engagement. So controlling the narrative, that's what we're talking about here. That's just the way the universe, all this hard work, it's just the way that the universe tests our conviction, our resilience, and our perseverance in life. So when you feel yourself getting tested today, and that could come in the form of failing or hard work and not seeing the return on investment because potentially you're looking at the wrong metrics. But if you feel that testing, just understand that's the universe seeing if you are ready and deserving of this amazing, abundant value of reaching that summit. And the last thing I'll say on that is the greatest value of reaching the goal that you're after is that it unveils your potential and ability and opportunity to see the next goal, which you can't see peak to peak, right? So push through that testing today, push through that hard stuff, push through those negative feelings of self-doubt and things like that, and have it all, Make sense? I sure hope it does. So yes, we will be finishing this week. I will see you 7:30 a.m. tomorrow for our last check-in of 2022. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff. One thing I can tell you is that I'm not going anywhere. I don't know who's coming with me. And the last thing I'll say is when you look at all of the things that you want and desire in life, what I want you to know is that you can expect a miracle and you can do it. I don't know if you will, but just know that you can if you're willing to put all that work in and take that radical responsibility. Love and appreciate you all. Almost getting a little bit nostalgic about this wonderful year of many, many lessons. But have a wonderful day and excited for all things to come.